evening, gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome to All Red TV after what's been a traumatic weekend in the Premier League and in the Scottish Premier League and in the playoffs. It's all been going off, but we've got to discuss what's happening at our club tonight. I'm not even going to mention what I've just watched with Arsenal. The most diabolical VAR decision I've ever seen since it was introduced. But
that's not what you said in the chat. You said it was correct, or was it?
No, I didn't. The goal should have stood for me.
My mistake.
It was wrong. The goal should have stood. It was a fucking joke because the thing is about this. That decision now. There's a league title and a relegation battle being decided on that decision. And it's scandalous. I know some people are saying, well, there's 37 games before that, but if that was Liverpool, if that was us in that situation and the goal was disallowed, which actually happened to us with City, we'd be fuming. So, I mean, the thing is, I think Arsenal are the worst league champions ever. Yeah, they've won it. The fan base is unbearable, and we've got to put up with them now.
Did you see the referee was interviewed yesterday? I think Mike Dean or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
and he was talking about the punches in the face and when it comes to the United game, and he was just saying, "Well, it's May then, so it's just May, so that's how it is. It's the end of the season, so it's a little bit tougher." I mean, that's the way we're playing by the rules. Come on.
The thing is, I think what they've got to do next season is they've got to the referees association and the players association have got to get together and say, right, at corners, which is a set piece, if it turns into the Royal Rumble, what I will do is, because it's been happening all season and it's a joke now. You know something? I bring into football now what they have in rugby league. I bring in a sin bin and I'd say, right, if you do it twice, 2 corners running, you're sent off for 10 minutes. So you're down to 10 men, you're down to 9 men. It'd soon sort it out. They'd soon cut it out, you know.
No, we don't need a sin bin. We don't.
I'm telling you, mate. It's the only way
wait. We don't need sin bins. We don't need blue cards. We don't need any of that. All we need is the referees to practice and follow the rules that already are in place. They don't do it. That's the problem. Yeah, but the point is the rules are already there. We have the rules. By delay of game should be a yellow card, picking up the ball, kicking it away. They don't do it. Holding, pushing, whatever it is. We have the rules when it comes to free kicks. You immediately have to move some yards away from the ball. They stand in front of it. They don't move. They pick up the ball and they don't give the yellow card. The rules are already there. We don't need more rules because.
Why don't you abide by them then? Answer that.
Because they're shit.
You know, I mean,
the point is, if they don't abide by the rules now, why should they abide by the next 15 rules they get in? They don't. The point is, we have the rules to manage the game way better than they are, and they're not doing it. And that's because first of all, there's too many rules, and the referees don't follow them that are already in place. So it doesn't help to give them 15 more.
And the thing is, Alred and Drew, and good evening to you all before I carry on, and I hope you're all well. The thing is, people keep banging this drum about the Premier League being the best in the world. It's not when you see the standard of refereeing and the decisions that are being made. I mean, I just messaged one of my mates now and I said, if you was a West Ham fan or you was Nuno, the spirit at that game with that decision, with Callum Wilson's goal being disallowed, you'd be absolutely furious because that could, I'm not saying it has, but that could send West Ham down. And to go down on a decision like that is disgraceful. But that's, you know, I mean, that's West Ham and Arsenal. But my concern tonight with guys is I want to get your thoughts on Liverpool yesterday. But I mean, I'm not happy at all. I really am not because, and Deck rang me because he was in the Glenbook, and he rang me before he went to the ground, and I said to him, "You know what's going to happen? It's going to be Spurs all over again," and it turned out to be exactly that. I've never seen a Liverpool team after 5 minutes go as flat as a souffle. Um, and the thing is, the boos yesterday at Anfield for the substitutions and at the end of the game, for me, that was the last straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back with the fan base yesterday, because we've lost to it. We drew with a team who've lost six on the bounce. They've got an interim manager who's not got a pro license and is not entitled to manage professionally after they've sacked three managers. And the thing is, we've played Chelsea, Spurs, and United, and we've not took any points off any of them. And 36 games in now, I've not seen anything to convince me we're going to improve next season. So I'm going to start with Drew tonight because we've not seen him for a long time. Drew, good to have you back, mate. And I hope things are well over there in the USA. And I need to speak to you after this about the draft for the
Okay.
Cowboys. What did you make of the game yesterday, Drew? And how are you feeling about the season overall?
You can hear me first off?
Yeah, we
Coming through?
can hear you fine, mate. Loud and clear.
Okay, good, good. Well, this was the first time, like, I've been following Liverpool for just about 20 years, and yesterday's game was at 4:30 in the morning, which is par for the course. Like, yeah, that's what you sign up for when you follow a team here. But yesterday, I did it with the Man City FA Cup game, but like this is the first decision I've ever made where I'm like, I'm not getting up. Like they haven't earned my right to get up for these games anymore. Like that's where I'm at as a fan and as a supporter. Like my whole like you all have seen me in the chats. Like I've been up for these games all season, seasons in the past. Like, but I was like, I'm not getting up for Chelsea at 4:30 on a Saturday. Like I just not gonna do it. I have other things I need to do, and I'll catch the game on a replay if I even want to. Try to
Mhm.
watch some of it, and I'm just like I'm just so like
It's that bad, isn't it?
it's that's exactly it. It's that
It's that
bad
bad.
where it's just like the players look like they've given up. The manager
Yeah,
looks like he's given up, and for me, that's just it's so like the antithesis of what I expect from the club. It's like you never say die, like you fight to the last minute. Like the comparisons with Klopp are there because that's what we've had for 9 years. But like when he went with the team to celebrate the draw against West Brom, like early on, like for
yeah,
that never give up attitude, it's like we've seen that with the side over the years many, many, many times. Like I remember Allison's last minute header goal. Like that was a game that I think was at 5:30 in the morning or 4:30. I remember screaming at like 6 in the morning in my apartment building. I was like, I don't know, like I'm sorry neighbors, but like I can't even explain to you the joy. I was like, there's none of that now. There's absolutely none of that, and that's just worrying. Like I watched some of the game, I caught the highlights, and I tried to watch some of it, but it was just so. It's just like there's no heart, and it's just troubling because that's what you associate with our club.
Can I just
yeah.
add something to what Drew just said there? Because he makes a very good point. And when you talk about you never give up and everything like that, remember we were 3 goals down in the game two against Barcelona without Salah and without Bobby Firmino, and Salah showed up in a never give up T-shirt. I mean, that's 3-0 down against Barcelona, and we still never gave up. And now, as you say, it looks like the team is trying 5 minutes, and if it doesn't work, well, okay, then it's same business as usual, and then nothing happens. So I see what you're saying, Drew. I like it.
Oh, just real quick, like you, like even in seasons past when we didn't have anything to fight for, like come to the end of the season, I'd still watch the games because you'd still see us perform. You'd still see players try. Like I remember Suarez got his hat trick against Norwich, the one where he, first one where he scored from like the halfway line. That was a game that didn't mean anything in terms of the league because it was towards the end of the season, nothing to play for. Like we weren't. I don't think we are getting Europe or whatever the case may be. But it's like I still got up because I knew I was going to see something special, or at least see something I could get behind. This just is like everyone's writing off this season. The players, the manager, the supporters at this point, and for the supporters, it's like at least for, it's just such a disconnect. So I'll stop there. Sorry.
I agree. I mean, Ant, what are your thoughts on it, mate? Because obviously you're more local than what I am, and what Drew and what Alred are. So from your neck of the woods, what's the general vibe like? What's the feeling like?
I mean, well, this season's got to the point where it's just me in the in the house that watches the games now, purely for the fact that it gives me something to look up during
The,
those
the
streams.
sound is a bit on and off there, Ant.
Eh?
You're kind of low on the sound.
This better?
Yes.
Here we go. There we go. Yeah, so like I said, it's gotten to the point in this season where it's just me who watches it in the house now because it's just there's nothing to watch anymore, and I'm purely watching it for the purpose of something to talk about during these streams. If there wasn't these streams, I'd probably be doing other things right now instead of watching the games because
Mm.
it's just boring football.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't know what
um,
you guys think, but I honestly think we've lost our DNA now. We've lost our identity as a
I
club,
don't think I
as a
don't think
team.
we've lost it. I just think at the moment it's at a stale point, it's at a standpoint. It's just it needs something to liven it back up again.
I mean, I've seen the quotes from Arnie Slot, where he's come out and said that he believes he's the right person to turn it round next year. Now, how he can come out and say that to the press after 36 games and watching what I've seen this season. I mean, obviously where I live, they're all Man United and Man City fans, so I'm getting it both barrels in the neck, and to actually have both Manchester clubs to do the double on us twice.
There's no wonder
It
you
is,
walk funny when you have it that neighborhood.
exactly. That's why I'm not a waiter. So I mean, United a decade since they did the double. City 89 years since they did the double. They don't call me the wonky donkey for nothing. So let's get it out there. But at the end of
Oh,
the day, I just think watching Liverpool's like going. It's like a trip to the dentist now. You don't want to go because it's that painful. It's
But
like it's like pulling
when,
teeth.
when I go to the dentist, I get a sedative. So so
1-0
so
to
that's
Barcelona, by the way.
yeah, it lasts longer. It takes the pain away. And first of all, I don't think we're losing. Oh, sorry, I don't think we are losing our identity. I feel like we're losing the Klopp identity, and that had maybe to it had to go at some point anyway because the players that were here and made it special are also leaving. But what the thing that worries me is at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I read that Klopp is safe. And at 1 o'clock, I read that they are going to review a final review at the end of the season. And then at 2 o'clock, I read that he's going out. They're just waiting for the end of the season. And then I read it at 3 o'clock, I read that he's safe again. And this is kind of irritating me. But that's one thing. Another thing is the amount of players we have to get in the window. It doesn't matter if it's Enrique, Slot, Alonso, my gran, whoever it is. We need 10 players somewhere because first of all, we're short on manpower already this season. And if we're going to lose all the players we may be losing or going on a free, we need to maybe get a goalkeeper. We need to get a backup for the left back. We need to sort out the right back. We need midfielders. We need a right wing, and we need a left wing. That's just to fill up the players we are losing. And maybe we also lose McAllister, we may lose Jones, and the amount of players we need to kind of come out on top of it when it comes to players alone is mind-boggling for me. And if we keep the ball fraud instead as well, I don't see any way out of this. I don't see 10 new players coming in and then suddenly solve the chaos that he is providing us.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a thought here. I'm going to put it to Drew first, but I've been thinking after watching the Chelsea game, I've just got a feeling that there's too many players what are playing for us now in the first team at the minute, what are looking for a way out here to leave the club. What are your thoughts on that, Drew? Because I think I'm a bit worried that the next Tottenham Hotspur here could be Liverpool or Chelsea next season, and that's a genuine concern.
I'd say more likely Chelsea, because I think the whole like top to bottom from Chelsea, like ownership, like direction, players, like whatever they were trying to do didn't work. I feel like we're just like rudderless at the moment, really, where we don't have direction. Like we have good players. Like I don't like we don't go from winning a title last year to being this bad. Like because every single player has fallen off. If it like obviously Salah has gone down. Like he hit that runoff and that's him. But like everybody else, like it's that for me is the big thing where it's like it's not just like one or two players who are playing badly. It's like everyone. Like maybe Dom can hold his head up high after this season. Maybe like a handful of others, but the entire squad is just like hasn't been able to perform. And for me, that comes down to Slot. Like you said it before, like after 36 games, he says he's the man to turn things around. You know, next year, it's not like we've only played poorly in the last few weeks. We played poorly all season. So for me, it's might not be all of Slot's fault that things are where they are with everything taken into context, but it's his job, it's his responsibility to get it tuned out of the players. And for me, that's the worry going into next season is if they stick with him, is like he's shown that he hasn't been able to handle adversity well. Like the only two things we can like tangibly see from him are the performances on the field and his performances in the press conferences. And neither of those are inspiring for me. So like what happens, like you get all the new players, like you back him, like etc. And then what happens if it doesn't work? Like I don't think you can make that bet on Slot right now and then just write off a whole next season when there could be better managers. I guess it's up to FSG, but they definitely have their faults a lot. They're like has to blame like why did we buy certain players? Why did we not have center backs? Why did we let go of Diaz? Like without like all those kind of questions fall on FSG's heads as well. But I don't think we're like so lost that we're gonna just collapse. I think it's either gonna be they make a strong decision of we're getting a new manager and then we have a clean slate for next season to build from with quality players in the squad, or they're going to backslot and we'll see. Like we'll get behind them, but if it fails, then we'll have next season to write off as well.
Our
Can I
friend,
ask you can I
yeah,
ask you a question, Drew? Because you haven't been with us for quite a while. We've talked a lot about sorry to bug in there, although, but
oh
we've
yeah,
talked a lot about what we're trying to do. I mean, we've talked about Slot. I mean, Klopp. Even when he came in after two practices, you could see what he was trying to do. He didn't have the players to do it, but you could see what he's trying to do. Most of us in here, we can't see what Slot is trying to do. Can you?
No,
Can you identify his style of play, the way he wants to attack or defend? Can you see it? Because we don't.
no, that's the thing. Like Craig said, it was like he's had 36 games to do something, and
Yeah.
this isn't it. Like I don't care if you don't have the right players or the right whatnot. Like
so
you have to be able to inspire, and he's not inspiring the players. He's not inspiring the fans. End of.
before I ask you this question, guys, because you just a question just come to me here. our friend who normally comments when we're streaming, Gareth Unsworth, he's back again. So I hope you're well, mate. And basically, Gaz has said here, we don't play with any aggression in any aspect of the game, which for playing with a bit of aggression is the minimum requirement for Liverpool. And I think I'd echo that sentiment and agree with him. But this is what I want to put to you three now, and to Gaz who's watching us on stream. I think when we won the league last season under Arne Slot, yes, we all know it was Jurgen's players, and we still had to do the business and win it. And he tweaked this and he tweaked that. Do you think last season Arne Slot got lucky, and this season he's actually been found out for the fraud that he is? Ant?
Well, I mean, yes, and well, you know what, yeah, because last season, he used someone else's team, and it was obviously that was one of the main reasons why he won, or why we were winning so many matches, because he was just running with what was already put in place. And obviously this season there's been so many changes to the squad in terms of what he wanted. I mean, we spoke about it last stream. He said that he was happy with a certain amount of players, like a minimum amount of players, and then all of a sudden he complained about how he's got the lack of players due to injuries and stuff, which is we could all see from a mile away when he first said he was happy with it, because it's completely different to in Dutch league. But you know, it is what it is. He's learning from it. Hopefully, he actually decides he wants a bigger squad next season. But going linking this question and last question, I don't think he needs to necessarily bring in a ton of players, or the club needs to bring in a ton of players, because Klopp didn't necessarily do that whilst he was here. He didn't necessarily get the backing of transfers. We got like a few players each transfer window. Then used the academy. Made sure he used a lot of the academy and brought a lot of players in. He almost brought in a full squad of academy players that we've seen play in cup games, like so the big game against Chelsea, the most like famous game of us using academy players. Like, that's all he needs to do. But with the way that he is and the lack of trust he's putting in academy players, I can't see, like Harold said, I just can't see this being resolved in any sort of way if he doesn't put trust in players or be bringing the right amount of players. So I do think
I
he's definitely being found out now this season.
I think there are circumstances like Anthony mentioned here. We have the players coming in, players leaving, death of Jota, injuries, blah 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 blah. That's a part of football. But what worries me is he reminds me a lot of Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers had that one season where we almost got the Premier League title, right? And then we continue with him, and in 3 months he got canned.
Correct.
He was just a little bit more lucky. He had a better team when he took over that made him win that title. But after that, he became Brendan Rodgers. It's just the same. He's not good enough when it's his time to make an
add on to that. Yeah, and just to add on to that, Alred, if you remember, everybody was clambering saying Rodgers needs to go, and FSG came out and they said they were backing him, right? Which is what they've said now. And then they backed Brendan Rodgers, and he went into the new season. And then when we drew with Everton at Goodison Park, 3 months into the season, Rodgers was gone an hour after the game. Now, the same thing is going to happen again. I honestly feel it's going to happen again, because from what I've read this afternoon, and this is from a reliable source, that Liverpool are not. They've got concerns over Xabi Alonso, genuine concerns, that because of what happened at Real Madrid, they've reached out to obviously the aforementioned club. If they don't appoint Xabi Alonso in the summer, they're prepared to let Arne Slot see the next 12 months of his contract out, and then make a decision on a new manager. I think they've got to pull the trigger when the season ends. You know, we're changing kits next season. We need to change the manager as well.
I'm just pointing out as well. With the whole winning the league thing, just a quick one. I genuinely believe if he hadn't won the league last season, either A, been gone by now, or B, it'd been confirmed that he won't be continuing next season. Like he'd have said, yeah,
Yeah,
this is the end for me. I do
I
genuinely
mean,
think, but because of the luck that he's had with last season,
well,
that's one of the main reasons why, because it's overshadowing everything.
I agree. I mean, and the thing is, I don't subscribe. I'm not subscribing to the clambering from nearly every red on the planet for Xabi Alonso. This is a geezer that we've beat twice when he was at Leverkusen. We beat
Yeah,
him
but,
twice.
but yeah,
Hang on,
but
hang on a minute. We beat him twice with Ernie Slot's team, right? No, and the thing is, he was at Real Madrid 7 months. He'd 36 games in charge, right? He he won six. He lost four. Sorry, he won 26. He drew six and lost four.
okay, but
He's simply not good enough.
although you are like a religion person, you take this and I believe in that and I neglect that. You criticize his time in a damaged club who have players fighting, ending on the sick bay where the
He'd
previous
gone
manager
by
did.
that time.
No, now it's my turn. The previous manager didn't win shit the last season, and that was Ancelotti. You know how poor he is of a manager. I mean, come on. Second of all, you ignore the whole season where he went invincible against Bayern Munich. And that, no, I don't care about that because it was 7 months in at Madrid, and that's more important. And the other thing is, I really don't care. How bad can he be compared to what we have?
Okay, hang on. You're missing something out here. Now, apparently, when he was at Leverkusen and they won the league, Bayern Munich had a season off, right?
Mm,
Which they're entitled to because they won it for 10 years on the bounce arrows. Don't forget, right? So
yeah,
Bayern Munich had a season off, right?
but they
Liverpool,
were still invincible. They were still unbeaten, and they
hear me
didn't
out
lose
here.
a game.
Hear me out here, right? Bayer Leverkusen won the league. Liverpool approached Leverkusen for Xabi Alonso, and he decided to stay in Germany for another season. And the
Yeah,
very moment Real Madrid come knocking and left the calling card on the table in his office, he
yeah,
jumped
that's
ship and he went. He turned us down, right?
okay. So
Listen, it might be okay for you, but I don't accept sloppy seconds at Liverpool Football Club, and that's what he is. He
so the
forced his
point.
way out as a player, right?
So
And he
so
turned us
so
down as a
you're
manager.
just sitting there, a grumpy old man
No,
rejecting a
I'm not.
manager because he rejected you in
No,
high
I'm not.
school.
He
Come
turned he
on,
turned he turned us
come
down
on.
at Leverkusen, and now you
He
want
didn't
him.
like me earlier, and
No,
I don't want him
hang
now.
on. Right, you explain to me what makes him good enough to take over from Ernie Slot.
He isn't Arne Slot. That's good enough. Next.
So because he's Spanish and not Dutch, that's okay.
Ask Ben. I'm
We
not
might as well
saying, but
get Drew in. We might as well fly Drew over and put Drew in charge.
yeah, he's not Slot, so
At
he's going
least
to
he's
do.
not getting up at 4:30 in the morning to watch the games.
But the point is,
Drew,
Drew is a. I don't care. I really don't care. But Drew, what are your thoughts about the manager? I mean, who would you like to see if he gets fired? Oh, I mean, sorry, when he gets fired, even it's the summer or 2 months in or whatever. Who would you like to see? All options open.
Enrique, that's my number one choice. Like I think,
Okay, we agree. We agree on that one.
yeah, I think it's a
Yeah,
clear.
but the point is, we have to have a plan B
Yeah, like
because
I'm not
Enrique can
against
ease.
Xabi Alonso. I take on board both of what you're saying. For me,
no.
it's like I don't have that connection where like I'm not particularly caring that he spurned Liverpool for Real Madrid. I don't know what his situation was. I could understand him not wanting to take over after Klopp, thinking he needs a little more experience. But
Ha
like,
ha ha ha! That
But
applies to every manager on the planet, then, apart from Pep Guardiola. Ha 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 ha!
although, listen, we have
that's
an
where I give
American that
Klopp.
is more sound than you are.
No, but I give Slot a lot of credit for taking over after Klopp left. That's not easy. Like he does deserve credit for last season, but for me, it's like if your car is breaking down, like how do you handle that? Are you like saying, "Well, it's not my fault the car is breaking down," which is what Slot did. He's like, "It's not my fault the car is breaking down. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Like I'll get the parts, I'll fix it." But it only was that at the end of the season. The whole season, he's just been making excuses why the car is breaking down, and he's like, "Dude, you're still the driver. Fix it." But
He
back to
doesn't know
like
how
the
to.
hmm?
He simply, Ernie Slot doesn't know how to fix this. And the biggest thing is, after the game at the weekend against Chelsea, when the fans booed the team off. Now I don't subscribe to that. I hate it. I was brought up not to boo the team off, but that I've never heard Anfield boo like that since the Roy Hodgson days. Now he's completely lost the fan base now, but he's convinced in his own head he can get the fan base back. This guy, Stevie Wonder can see what's happening better than Ernie Slot.
It's
Seriously, I mean, this guy is delusional. He'd get a free membership to AFTV, Ernie Slot. He really would. And I agree with Drew.
He's the bald tie.
Yeah, I just don't
I mean,
understand like how he just like to the point where it's gotten now. Like it's not just supporters, it's like the players. You can tell at least like even if it's not the whole dressing room, there's a portion of it that
there's a
isn't
massive
inspired
percentage.
by him as a manager. So it's like that's still going to be there. I almost feel like they're getting rid of Salah, they're getting rid of Robertson, they're getting rid of Allison. Like they're trying to create this new identity for the club moving forward. So Arna has like a fresh start or almost like a new, like he's like, oh, we'll get in younger players. We're going to reinvent like the kind of identity of the club, get rid of like Klopp's kids, so to speak, or Klopp's boys. But it's like there's still going to be players in that dressing room who experienced this season and who are not going to be like enchanted by Slot if things don't go well next season. That's my biggest problem. He's shown no capacity to be able to handle adversity and to assume that like we're going to make a few signings, get rid of some players and everything's going to be amazing next year. We're
Oh,
not going to experience any injuries or any adversity because the only adversity he's ever really faced in his resume is this season, and it's been so poor, like so poor. It gives me no faith and no trust in him to move forward.
what would you say? Would you three guys say from looking at this season as a whole on how 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 we've set up as a formation, how we've been coached? I'm convinced after the game on Saturday that these guys are not fit at all because 5 minutes we came out, we kicked off, and we were bang at it. We go 1-0 up, great goal from Grav, right? And then next thing we go as flat as a tire. I've never, I mean, for a pro footballer to go flat within 5 minutes in, the entire team is unforgivable for me, especially at Anfield and Liverpool. So, would you guys say that um, we have been found out in formation wise? Is it the fact that every team raises the game when they play us, or that we've become such a soft touch and we're easy to play against when we do go behind? He doesn't know how to correct it. We can't find a way back because we should have lost to Chelsea. If Cole Palmer's shoulder, if he hadn't have moved, that would have been 2-1 and we wouldn't have equalised. I know that from watching it, but what do you three think? You're watching what I'm saying.
And
I mean, I think that happened a long time ago in the season, as in like so early on in the season. It's it's difficult to point out them things. But it, yeah, I mean, it's also difficult to put into words because it's just there's certain things when you look at it and you're like, right, okay, like certain games when you look at it and then you're like, okay, we're 1-0 up. It's early on in the game. We're not normally 1-0 up this early on in the game. Maybe he said something different. Like this is just me. This is where I think every like in these types of games, 1-0 up. It's early in the game. We don't normally. It doesn't normally happen this season. We were 1-0 up so early in the game. Maybe he's done something different, or maybe there's a bit more of a positive vibe going around now. Because I don't know something else has happened or whatever. And then about like halfway into the game or just before half time, we start dropping and then we're constantly having to defend attacks and then constantly doing shit counter attacks or like so when we're attacking and then they're doing a counter attack and we've got about 8 players up in their half with about 3 other players having to track back from their half and then it's like that's when you sit there and you realise what exactly has he said in the dressing room before the game? Like, has he just said, "Oh, everybody just push up attack, and then whoever wants to can defend if you want."
I,
That's what it's like.
I think last year when we come in, we said that Slot usually made adjustments at halftime, and then we kind of won the games after halftime. He said something or did something or whatever it is. We almost wasted 45 minutes every game, but he kind of find a way afterwards. Now it
Hmm.
looks like uh, it's even the small things. Now that Mama's back in goal because of Ali and Woodman's out and everything, the players still haven't remembered that he's left-footed to play the ball on his right foot all the time. That makes Mohamed Dashwali have to take another step or clear a poor ball. And for me, that is lack of focus, lack of commitment. Because if you don't pay attention to what kind of footy your goalie is, uh, you know, it looks like they don't want to be there.
Well,
They
that's
don't.
down to coaching, surely. That's got to be
Yeah, but
coaching.
of course it's the coaching, but it shows on the pitch. I mean, it shows in the lack of energy. It shows in. Uh, I saw another TikTok video here from another Norwegian channel, and they said it looks like the tactic to stop is to move every player up in front, in the attacking position,
Yep.
and we don't know what to do. That means we're playing back and forth, and we do one poor pass, and we get pressed, and then it's one pass, and we have 8 players there, and 2 players here. We've seen it in so many
Yeah.
games. It's just one pass and one run, and it's wide open. So it looks like it tells them, okay, we have to play this kind of thing, but it doesn't work. It doesn't. They don't want to play that way. They don't want to. They don't. They see it. It doesn't work, and they're talking for deaf ears when it comes to the manager. And if we get 11 players, fresh new players, world class players in the summer, I still don't think I can see how Slot is going to play. I mean, look at the way we use our youth players. I mean, remember the game Drew talked about, the West Ham game, where we had Rice Williams and all the other players who were never, young players who were shit, to be honest. But they did a good job, or a good enough job, because they had the passion, they had belief in Klopp saying that you can do this job. They were way below Liverpool standard,
Hmm.
but they threw everything they had into trying to do a good job as possible. Now we have world class players who don't want to be there anymore. And
Drew.
and and just one thing, the young players, Klopp made every player think they could do a good job. Now we have a manager who sends one out on loan, don't want him back. Jones is a local lad who wants to leave for way other reasons than the rat Trent. And we have club legends saying he's scared of what's going to be left behind when it comes to the culture in the club. So
Well, did you see
it's a shit
what
show.
you know when what you've just said there when Salah's come out and said, and I'll let Drew jump in on this. Salah's come out and said that the most important thing is that performance has got to start in the gym before and after. And Arnie Slot's come out and had a go at Mo Salah over this, and he said performance on the field's more important. Well, I've not seen that over 36 games at all.
I don't think he said that. That's where I'm at. I think what he said was it's not just in the gym; it's also on the field. I don't think he had a go at him. It was
The
just.
form-
I don't think it's just the gym, but it's more the gym,
If
the
you
field.
if you don't train properly, if you don't do the right things in practice, you're not going to do it on the field.
No.
It starts with the practice. That's why they do the box play and everything, because that's what you have to use in a real live game. And when you don't do that well enough, and you go on holiday to Ibiza every 2 weeks, fuck off.
So
Drew,
this brings me on to my next one. This is
yeah, but Drew has to answer first.
Drew, you could answer this question. Answer this question. What we've been talking about for me, and then I want you to start the next segment off. So, first of all, what are your thoughts on what Alridge just said and Anthony?
There's an American. I don't know if this is an American saying, but it was like drilled into me when I was playing when I was younger. Is practice how you play, and
Yeah.
that's what it reminds me of. Like Luis Suarez, like hearing Gerrard or Carragher talk about him as like how he practiced was how he played. They're like he was a little shit, like and like just nibbling at your ankles like all the time in practice, like what you saw on the pitch on on live game day was how he practiced. Like even though he was only at the club like 3 years, like that was like they remembered that. Like you remembered like the training sessions under Klopp or like the Milner lactate tests, like all of this like endurance, yada yada. I'm not saying like I know there is the facet of training where it's like trying to make it more fun. Like you're still like training hard, but you're making almost like a game. Like you're playing a game while you're training to make it like entertaining to like keep you upbeat and positive. I think that worked last season, like gave the lads a breath of fresh air. This season it almost seems like there's no intensity. So performance on the field or training, whatever it is, it's not working.
So this brings me on to the next segment now. Then, before I do, make sure that you follow my good friend in Norway, Al Red, on his TikTok, the Norwegian Red, and make sure that you follow our friend Anthony. And Drew, if you can let me know what your handle is in the USA, we can get you some followers from over here. That's for sure. But leading on to the next one, we've got 2 games left now, guys. I'm going to start with Drew here. Now, obviously, we need 4 points to make sure that we're playing in the Champions League next season. Looking at the game on Saturday and what I saw against Chelsea, we've got Aston Villa and Brentford, and I'm extremely worried that we're not going to win any of those 2 games. We could lose them both. Drew, what are your thoughts on the last 2 fixtures of the season, and what do you think the outcome will be?
I think we have more of a chance of beating Aston Villa than Brentford, honestly. I don't think we will. I think we'll probably draw both of them. But, like, honestly, I don't know. Like, because we could show up. Like, what was the game the other week? Feels so long ago now. Crystal Palace that we beat, like, 3-0. Like, it was almost like, hey, we can do this again. Like, hey, guys, like, we can win. Remember this? Like, and then it's like, no, now we're back to default settings of playing crap and losing and drawing. But I feel like Aston Villa is just like clocked out, only like eyes on the Europa League final because they win that, they're in the Champions League. Like I think they're like top 5 almost seems like it is what it is unless like some disaster, like we lose both games and was it Brighton or Brentford or somebody somehow
Bournemouth,
like
isn't it?
Bournemouth, but like I don't see Bournemouth beating City. We'll see. Who knows? Like I don't know. I think we're going to get Champions League. I don't think it's going to be by any merit from our side. I think it's just going to be how the season turned out, like how the table drops. But Yeah, like Aston Villa is another game at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not gonna wake up for it. I'll
Oh,
catch
crap.
the final day
No,
and
you,
hopefully
you know
follow.
something, Drew? It's not. I know you just said that it's going to be 4:30 in the morning, the Villa game. We're going to be doing that shortly when the World Cup starts. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
forgot that. Fucking.
you know,
Oh,
Yeah,
so
now you'll know. I swear, there's like some reason they always give Liverpool that 12:30 kickoff, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like for years,
so
it was Everton Liverpool like 4:30, and just we'd draw, and I'd be like, but anywho, yeah, that's I. Hopefully, we Salah gets a day out against Brentford. He gets the send off he deserves.
you,
Salah's worried about Henderson as well. That'd be nice. Like Robbo too. Like all of that. Hopefully, we just have something to like clap on.
smile.
Even if Slot
Yeah.
goes, it's like still like no matter what happens. Like he did bring the league last year. How much credit he deserves for that? It's like regardless, but just like I have a feeling it's going to be that Stoke 6-1 again or something. Like we're gonna be like Brentford's going to
Oh,
slap us up on the last day, and we're all going to
yeah,
be like,
yeah. So my question to you then, Drew, is that do you think we'll get Champions League football or miss out?
I think we'll get it. Again, I don't think it's going to be because of us. I think it's going to be because the other teams aren't going to get it over the line. Like other teams are worse than us, and that's saying something because
Yeah,
we're pretty bad.
Anthony, your thoughts on the last two games of the season, Villa and Brentford? What are your thoughts?
I pretty much agree with Drew there. I mean, I'm not too fussed. I think we'll definitely get Champions League this season because again, like you said, we won't earn it, but we'll get it by some results. But I mean, it doesn't bother me too much what the last two games look like. Apart from the last one, the end. I just want to end with a smile on my face when Salah goes and Robbo, and then obviously
Becker's going
if
to
anything else
Juventus
happens
by the
beforehand,
looks
like
of it as well, isn't he?
yeah, like if that comes about and
And
he
Inter,
announces that he's leaving,
Inter
or
Milan won't,
if Van Dijk announces that he
Inter Milan won't
retire and
Curtis
stuff like
Jones.
that. Yeah, I just want it to be a positive result. Not positive because obviously it's nothing about this season has been positive,
Alred,
but in like something to smile about at the end of the season and go,
fair enough.
that's what I'll remember. I just want to remember that bit.
Yeah,
That's how I want
Alred.
the season to end.
I again have to agree with Drew. I don't think we're going to win any of them. I think we're going to maybe draw both games. If we're going to win one of them, I think it's a better way of getting Aston Villa. But I think they're going to show up in their last home game as well. So the best we can hope for is 2 points. I also the only thing I'm looking forward to is saying goodbye to the legends. They deserve it. I love them, and they have been here for many years, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That's the kind of light I have when it comes to this season left, because everything else is shit. So
Putting it bluntly, yeah.
yeah, and the thing is, I'm not a big World Cup fan. I'm not happy about FIFA. I'm not happy about the locations they are playing in. I'm not pointing at you, Drew, but you know what I'm talking about. There are some issues in that region. And I'm not too crazy about the 4:30, but we have to do it because of we have to support Drew when it comes to suffering. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to being pissed at something else than Liverpool.
Well,
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to be pissed at a Iranian referee who don't have the level to referee a World Cup or whatever it is. I mean, no offense to Iranians or Iraq or whatever it is, but I'm looking forward to be pissed at something else, something different, something new than the last 8 months of this shithole we've been calling Liverpool.
And the
So,
thing, I
for the
agree.
first time, I'm looking forward to the World Cup, but for the wrong reasons.
I agree. I mean, and the sad thing is as well, and this really annoyed, because obviously where I live, I'm an hour from Anfield and I'm an hour from Old Trafford. So the thing what really grinds my gears, if that makes any sense, is the fact that Manchester United have sacked 2 managers this year. They brought an interim manager in, and he's turned an absolute shit show of a team from to a plus 22 points difference, and third in the Champions League. They've played 40 games. Third in the league. They've played 40 games this season, right? And they've made us look fucking embarrassing, to be honest with you. I mean, all he's done is played the right players in the right positions, which Ernie Slot is not doing. He's playing 5 out of position every game for us. And Michael Carrick looks a better coach than what Ernie Slot is.
We look a better coach than Arne Slot looks.
You know, I mean, I think it's going to be bittersweet at the end of the season against Brentford. And I agree with Mo Salah, what he said. I just thought that the Anfield crowd give Jordan Henderson a send-off that he can actually say thank you and goodbye, and because he didn't get a chance, to be fair. He's a great player. And Mo Salah, yeah, his legs have gone. I think McAllister's another one. He's treading water now. Curtis Jones has been linked with Inter Milan strongly. Alisson Becker's going to go to Juventus, I think. Federico Chiesa is going to go back to Italy. Florian Wirtz, he was out at the weekend with a stomach problem. I think he's homesick, to be honest with you.
No, there's been stuff going on.
You know, I think he's homesick, and I think we should get rid of Frimpong because he is a fraud. The thing is, as well, if you look at the 2 guys who we've got playing at left back and right back, who have taken over from Trent and Andy Robbo, they've only had 2 assists between them all season. And when you look at the assists that Trent and Robbo used to have, wow, are we down on numbers or what there? So, and I agree with Drew. I mean, I'm looking forward to the World Cup because my team, Germany, are in it, and I'll be up at silly hours watching it. But you know, I mean,
but who are we going to hate? Because in the Premier League we have teams we don't like and hate.
oh, what in the World Cup? England,
Yeah,
me. England,
yeah.
definitely.
I have a list, but it starts with England.
I'll be wearing my Scotland and my Germany shirts. Me, don't worry about that.
Drew, who are you going to hate when it comes to the World Cup? Mexico? I'm sorry.
We've got Donald Trump in the bottom corner here, Drew.
I like Mexico. They're a terrible team the last 5 years, but like I remember growing up, they were a great team to watch. There's no one really I hate. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily want England to win. Just like fans wise, I feel like just have the bad rap of traveling for.
It's the Arsenal team of the national teams.
I think
Delusional.
The reason you're not looking forward to it, Albert, is because you got Erling Haaland up front for Norway.
Yeah, but so in America, when it comes to soccer, you don't have a nation like you don't want to win except England, like the rest of us.
they don't have like there's no concept around that kind of international rivalry in soccer, football. Like it's just not like you're gonna see it. I think we are so unprepared as like a nation for what a World Cup means. The last one here was over 30 years ago. It's gonna be a shit show. Like it's not gonna be good.
I've got a question for you there, Drew, because I've been reading a lot of things. Obviously, from a fan point of view, the cheapest ticket price is $10,000, and in New Jersey they're charging fans because there's no free travel to the stadiums. So on the trains they've got to put extra trains on. So they're charging them in New Jersey. They're going to be charging them $150 a ticket for the train. I mean, I know somebody. My wife, her best friend, her boyfriend, he's already got his ticket for England's first game. He's going over, and it's played at the AT&T. So he's going to Dallas Cowboys Stadium, the jammy sod, and he's a United fan. But it's cost him an absolute fortune. Now, apparently, how they're gonna cope with these prices? It's not going to be. It's not going to be fan friendly, is it?
It's gonna go down. Like it depends. Like some of the big games, like your France's, your Brazil's, your Spain's, your England's, those tickets are just gonna stay like $1,000. But like in LA, we kind of had a poor group phase. But like tickets now are like, I'm going to see Bosnia, Switzerland, and those are down to $300. Not saying that's a good price, but like that for me who live here, like that's something I was able to do because I, had savings, and I'm like, that's something I want to experience. But like, if you're an international supporter, like traveling to the U.S. alone is going to be over $1,000. Staying anywhere is going to be over $1,000. And then if you're like supporting a team that, like France, like any one of the big teams, or if your team's playing one of the big teams, like tickets are just going to be anywhere from probably over $1,000 for cheapest tickets for the big.
I've
And
read somewhere that many cities, I don't remember which one, not all of them, but some or many cities are struggling to fill the hotels because people are canceling a lot of due to the prices and everything like that.
I think there's going to be empty stadiums, but what I'm like, we'll see. But like, if you want an interesting look, USA hosted the Copa America final a couple of years ago in Miami, and it was an absolute shit show for security. Like there was people like climbing over fences to get into the stadium, like climbing through air ducts, and then like Americans were surprised. Like that was the thing that got me. I was like, I don't like, like in games, like there's like rows of like police officers like separating the fans. That's not going to happen at our games because they don't know that you need that. Like I'm
No,
not
because
joking.
yeah,
Like that's what's going to happen because they have no concept of what the sport, the culture is. So they're just going to be like, "Oh, we're hosting like the Olympics." Like that's
but
what it's like. No, you're not, and you'll see a lot of that, like the fallout from that.
is that I also read somewhere, I don't, it is a little while ago, that some of the host cities or states or whatever you want to call it had issues or dealings with the government and the Orange County Duck about who's going to pay for security and that's not going to help the problem you just addressed, that if the state and the government are discussing about who's going to pay what, and they don't know what they're going to have security at because they don't understand the concept of home and away fans and the rivalry. Because when I see an NHL game, you have Montreal fans sitting alongside Buffalo Sabre fans. That's not an issue, but if the is that security in some places going to be even worse because of disputes with the government, or is that kind of sorted somewhere? Or
I don't know. Like I honestly haven't been keeping track. I just don't think it's going to be well because you're probably not going to have people in the position to make these decisions who know what the context is. Like
but
it's
you've hosted the World Cup before. Yes, it is a few.
1996, 1994, 1994.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Norway was there, but you managed it then, so there somebody must know something.
We'll see.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
And the thing is, while you were talking about tickets, Drew, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I'll tell you because I sent a photo of it to Alred. There was an Arsenal fan, and when the Champions League started this season, he booked his hotel in Hungary, Budapest, for £185. Now,
In August.
when they qualified for the final last week, a Tottenham fan's gone online to because he left his reference number as well when he booked it. He's put it online, so a Tottenham fan's contacted the hotel and cancelled his booking, and now the hotel price is £2,500 for the same room.
That's fucking class.
That is shithousery on a new level.
Oh, that's amazing, that. I love that.
Honestly, I was literally crying, laughing when I got sent that. You need to read this, and when I read it, I couldn't believe it. It was just so good.
But and you also don't like England to win, right?
Considering there's no Scousers playing, yeah. That's the only reason I ever watch England is when we had Scousers playing or players from Liverpool playing.
But am I the only one that have a list of team or nations I don't want to win?
I definitely, yeah. I mean, fucking, there is a few, but some aren't in this World Cup, so you know.
Anybody but England, me. I'm okay.
I want to. Do you know what I'd love to see? I'd look, and it's probably not going to happen for a while. I mean, Morocco was probably the closest we ever got to it, but a team that you wouldn't expect to win, to at least reach the final or win. That's what I'd love to see.
United States, Ant?
Sorry?
The United States?
You know what's going to happen if the United States get to the final and they win it. They won't see the World Cup because Trump will have it in the White House.
No, it'll be called rigged. That's what it'll be called.
He's gonna have the ceremony in the new ballroom he hasn't built yet.
Well, Drew might know this, but I don't know if you know. I already announced. But you know the World Club Championship, what Chelsea won? You know that Trump's got the original trophy and they've got the replica.
Yeah.
So that's why one of the reasons I don't like FIFA anymore. I mean, that'd be corrupt all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, he's in Trump's pocket, that fella, isn't he?
Yeah. But
he's in anyone's pocket paying him money.
I have issues when I don't want to see England win. That's the first priority.
With you.
I don't want to see Portugal win as long as the Rat Fernandes and Ronaldo is there, because I don't like those two players. They are.
What you mean? You mean the Football Writers Player of the Year, Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, and Ronaldo. If they are playing, I don't want Portugal to win.
I don't mind Ronaldo. I just can't stand Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, but you're young and naive, so you don't know what you're talking about. And I don't like the French.
Alred, there's somebody who's not with us on stream tonight, but he won't be wanting the Dutch to win, will he? Ben?
No, Ben don't want the Dutch to win. If the Dutch win, we will never let him hear the end of it. I'm going to make a new background and it's going to say All Red TV in Dutch colors.
Honestly, I think if Dutch go further than if Holland go further than what England do, I think when we go on stream and he's on, we should all come on in orange.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going to talk about we need more Dutch players and a better and maybe the head coach from the national team.
Well,
you should turn around and say we need Louis Van Gaal.
Oh dear!
Drag him out of retirement.
He is. But I've read something tonight before we came on stream. Well, Ben's going to be happy now because apparently a certain player from PSG has said he's interested in signing for Liverpool. Mr. Barcola.
Barcola.
Yeah.
Do
I wouldn't mind him,
do
but I
we
just
really
don't think
want
that this
a
current
player who
setup
wants to
we've
sign for this club the way we are now?
No, who's going
Doesn't
to
that
go? Who's going to
doesn't
want
that
to come
show
here?
lack of judgment?
Who's going to want to
Some
sign for
art
Liverpool?
club.
I think the only
Sorry,
reason he
Drew.
wants to join is to try and fill Salah's shoes because he's seen that Salah's leaving. He's like an opportunity for him to make history sort of thing. But it's not going to happen. And
I
considering
don't think
the
anyone's
setup
signing.
that we've got and the manager we've got, it's just not going to happen.
No.
I don't think anyone signing for us is going to be particularly signing for belief in slot. I think
No.
We're going to be pulling people
They're
off the
Oh.
championship teams.
they're going to join the club because it's Liverpool and believe that if it doesn't work out with slot, that they'll find someone who does. That's where we're at. Like I feel like even if it doesn't, if we keep slot, and next season's a write off. We're not so far gone where we can't bring in somebody who can steady the ship. Like we have enough quality. This is the difference between like when Rodgers left or when Hodgson left. Like we're looking at our squad and we're like, who are these? Like you look at the squad that Jurgen picked up, that starting 11. Like if you look at our starting 11 fully fit, it's like those are good players. Like maybe some of them have fallen off, but it's not like we have a crap team and like
No,
a terrible.
you just
like,
need some guidance.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to hear a different voice. And I've been saying that for months.
But
Yeah.
I think we gotta go, my friend.
Yeah,
Good
it's
Yeah,
time.
okay.
I got my food to make.
We've come to the end of a wonderful evening with. This is like the United Nations. This we've got Norway, we've got America, we've got Liverpool, and we've got.
I don't remember Liverpool being in the United Nations.
And then we've
They
got
should be.
some doing a
Oh,
Leeds
fucking hell, it'd
United.
be a shambles if we were.
Anyway, so I'd like to say, Drew, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please come back as soon as you can, mate. I hope it's, we understand your situation over there. Ant, thank you very much. We will get your green screen sorted to go in your green room. And the Norwegian Red, thank you as always. And you're a legend. But let me just say one thing before I go. I just want the football gods to do me one more favour tomorrow night. Leeds United, please beat Spurs with a 4 or 5-0, please.
What happens if Spurs lose tomorrow?
We can't have West Ham going down. They don't deserve it, But anyway,
The table name lies.
from myself and my three musketeers, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night, guys.